What's up, vlog people? I was just like on my phone on YouTube, just going through like my subscriptions, adding a bunch of videos to my watch later playlist, and I saw that on Buzzfeed they had two that went together. It was girls talk about their first encounter with porn, and guys talk about their first encounter with porn. And all of a sudden, my memory of it just went boing, and it's some stuff I haven't thought about in many years just popped back into my head. My first encounter with porn goes back to, I think it was the 6th grade. There was 3 of us named Sean, and we all spelled it different. And so the other 2 Seans, one lived in the main level of a house up the street from me, and then the other Sean moved in after into like the basement apartment there. And the 3 of us, we hit it off right away. And actually, I'll tell you a little story here. That Sean, the first one that lived on the street in the main part of that house I was telling you about, when I was the new kid at school, we were going on a field trip on like my 2nd or 3rd day of school, and there was these toys called boglins that were basically like these little rubber puppets that you kind of controlled with your hand like this, and you can make the eyes move around. And they were the hot new toy, and this Sean, my friend Sean, was the kind of guy who he always had the hottest toys. But instead of being the jerk who like, oh, I can't let you touch it because, you know, I'm not allowed, you might break it, or my mom won't like it, you know, he was never like that. His whole thing was he wanted all the hot toys so that he could let everybody try it. So everybody was having a turn with his like boglin puppet, and it went around the whole bus, and it passed me because I'm the new kid, no one knows me. And so this guy named Sean, who actually is this, which I'm talking about like the 5th grade when this happened. And the guy I'm talking to you about right now, I just had dinner with him last week around New Year's. So this is how long we've been friends. And this is the event that made me know what kind of guy this guy is. That boglin puppet went around the whole bus, but it skipped me because people didn't give a shit with me because I'm the new kid. Sean said, no, he didn't get a turn, give it to him, and made them give it to me to let me play with it for a minute. And he's a solid dude. So anyways, me, the other Sean, we're staying at that Sean's place. Because, you know, with those 3 friends that we just hung out all the time, slept over at each other's houses all the time, right? And so we're hanging over at Sean's house, and we had rented a movie, and so it's getting to the time in the night we're going to put the movie on. So he leaves and goes and gets it and comes back and puts it in the player and presses play, and this other film comes on, and it was a pornographic film, and I'm looking at, like, pardon my language here, I'm going to be explicit, I'm watching like people fucking for the very first time ever. And I remember I'm the one who spoke first, and I said, I don't think this is the right movie. And we were watching it, and it was just like, I don't know if those guys had ever seen anything like that. Of course, that Sean probably had. It was his house, so he knew where to go to get it. But I don't know if the other Sean had ever seen it before. I had never had. And I remember we're all looking at it and we're just being like, you know, how do people do this? How do people let cameras watch them do this? Like, we're there like going, oh my God, I would never do this on camera. You have to pay me $1 million a second. All this kind of stuff. But yeah, I remember the plot of it, such as it was, I actually remember vaguely. I don't remember what the title was, but the plot, such as it was about a company that makes porno movies. They're about to go out of business. They're not making any money. So they got to cook up like what's going to be the hot new concept in porn to make movies about that. And the only scene I remember at all is where the guy who works in the warehouse and one of the ladies who was like one of the porno stars in the plot of the movie, the 2 of them getting it on in this room that was just absolutely filled with packing peanuts. Like, it was almost like a stage that was designed to be just like a ball pit full of packing peanuts. And the reason why it sticks out in my memory is because as he's, you know, putting it in her, every time they switch up the position or move a little bit, he has to keep like pulling packing peanuts off of his ding dong. So, oh man, that's some stuff I haven't thought about in probably decades. Oh my God. So that is my first... that is my first encounter with porn. Question of the day, do you remember anything about the first porn you watched? Yesterday's question, I had answers from Veggies and Kilos. He said that's a great point about how Pulp Fiction and Fight Club opened up a new style for mainstream movies. And Caberfied11 Martin said there's no one out there like Tarantino. So thank you so much for watching the vlog, and fun talking to you. And I hope you enjoyed this little trip down memory lane. Whatever. Talk to you later.